look nice.
Truth be told, it is a nice place, but if you were to live in this place every day, it would end up becoming boring. It's a shame that these types of things happen. The school system taking advantage of students and their regular daily life, you know. All that the teacher notices about you is what you look like and how you wear. The school system took advantage of looks over what's going on the inside. The school system was designed for factory workers, which is why everyone was taught the same way, like they're all meant to do the same thing. Like, I would not support uniforms just due to the fact that I don't think that everyone should be in equal state, because everyone has their own personalities and whatnot, and people should be able to show it off in their own unique state. Even though there are like 30 desks in this class, which was the average classroom today, there's like so many different grades to be teaching, and the teacher has to handle all of these all at once. So this is one room, right? This is the whole, pretty much the school. Nowadays schools have humongous sizes with multiple classrooms, which are much smaller in size.
On the piano, there would be no piano.
There would be no piano because music class is now separated within schools today.
That's sad because
it's a shame.
I would really enjoy it if there was a piano in the classroom.
Yeah, it's a shame. That's how the teachers were brought up too. They learned in these systems and they had to understand how they worked.
But I think they would probably be confused. I'm pretty sure they would be confused.
It might be a little bit of a contradictory meaning, you know, because of course the entire school was meant to be equal, right?
Yeah.
As we were told. Also, using Zion as a way to describe it is pretty interesting, considering that it roots from a very specific place.
Well, usually I can say yes because everyone's in the same room and probably being taught the same thing. But freedom, not really for freedom.
Nobody was born the same way. We should know this by now. If this is not a Fairly Odd Parents episode where everyone is the same, this is real life.
Some people are in a different state than others, but they learn in their own way. I think everyone should learn things that they like. Like for example, me. Yeah, I like music, so music is one of my favorite subjects.
All kids around our ages are still trying to figure out themselves, right? And what they want to do, who they want to be. So if there were like a classroom where there would be a teacher or two, maybe three, who pay attention to their students' learning patterns and experiences and try to understand how they can approach trying to discover themselves.
They're forcing the people to forget about their own culture and to know the other people's culture. And I don't think that's fair because everyone should have their own culture, and the way it is people should respect it.
Equality is learning to accept others and who you are too, and all that coming from like residential schools, it's really dumb. With that being said, Ryerson, of course, he had morals that he wanted to approach, right? He wanted to approach for equality, but his method of doing so was just incorrect, and thus it created a chain reaction that caused a very negative impact amongst the indigenous community and Canada's history as well. I have a feeling that they did do this purposefully and wanted to take away their own culture, because that is what ended up happening throughout the residential schools.
And I don't think it's fair that they're trying to take away their culture. I feel like it's a way to destroy their culture and how they think of things. And they just want them to think of things how they think of things. And that's just not right. That's not a proper education. It's not a proper life.
There was no benefits for the indigenous, right? As quote unquote, take away the Indian out of the child, which is again very racist term to use, but like taking their culture out of them, so they can be raised like as a English person in this country, even though it was their country in the first place.
I feel like the residential school should have closed way earlier, even if they knew it was morally wrong. They still didn't close it down until like only 25 years ago. So they should have closed it down a lot earlier.
The whites were always saying, "Oh, we're the best. Everyone should be like us," right? And of course, when they segregated, when they made only black only schools, they were probably also trying to do the same thing like they did with residential schools, trying to take their culture out once again. A black person in the parliament joined, right, and they were the ones who were helping to change around, but there was probably no indigenous representation within the parliament or like political sides.
I don't know why they still kept on going on after segregated schools closed, because they should have known that it wasn't right.
The residential school bodies found under the school, that was hidden until like this year, which is crazy, right? So like they're trying to lower lower the bar of what was bad, even though it was bad in the first place. It keeps getting worse, right?
It's important to learn about how our country, its culture was back in the old days. And yeah, I think everyone should learn history.
Despite how rough it may be, it's important to learn. If you live your whole life without knowing these histories, you wouldn't have lived a life. Knowing this and being able to confront it is a very important step in like learning to confront yourself too.